Alright, let's go live. We going live, family. What's going on the journey? We are now live on Spreaker, working on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, and Stream.me. What? Said restream, something fell. Oh my God. Here we go with that bullshit. Hold on, let's see. Something failed. Well, they say I'm up on YouTube. Say I'm up on, okay. Yeah. Something failed on the stream. So hold on. We have a problem, Houston. Houston, we have a problem. Okay. So it shows that I'm up. Let's see. You know, it says that I'm up. We just need to check. Don't nothing's playing. Nothing's playing. So, if you are out there on Facebook and you can see me, let me know on either one of the channels. Well, I don't know if we streaming yet. So, let's hold off for a second. Get everything together. It says we streaming. But, okay, we online on Facebook. We online on both Facebook, Stream.me. Well, we have some unpleasant company sometimes, but all are welcome. All are welcome till you get on my nerves. Then we got to go and deal with you. Alright, okay, so, but I am not seeing any. Alright, so let me go and reset the chat. So we gonna get started. Of course, y'all know we're gonna be doing the toast and talk. I'm also gonna bring up the okay, cool. So now it says we are on 6 out of 6 platforms. It's gonna send out that message. Cool. Campaign so created. I'm still working on seeing what are the bugs going. What's the bugs in the black signal? Because some people are not getting it. And I apologize for that. And we're working on that as we speak. I sent some emails in to see if I can get it fixed. So we need, there's a couple of y'all out there that I want to get up on it because, like I said, we want to take care of those that take care of you. And that's what we strive to do here on Gye-Nyame Journey. So next piece is I want to make sure that we have the call lines open. So let's work on getting these call lines together. Yeah, had a late night. Been up for a while, and I've been doing some stuff on TechSpoon, also on Restreamio, trying to get everything together. Also had to charge up my tablet so that I could stream live. So we are going to turn on. There we go. So we got everything together.
Participant on this Uber conference. Please hold
we
while
got
we wait
everything
for the
together.
others to join.
So here we go. You ready? So first off, I want to welcome you to the Congregation of Mighty, where your hustle builds muscle. Shouts out to all my universal grabites out there. This is Brother Hot Tim, and you are now listening to Gye-Nyame Journey Media. Okay, girl, you sounding kind of quiet. Of course, this is the Daily Toast. And because it's the weekend, it's the Toast and Talk, where we're going to take some time and have some conversation. This is a Heart of a Simple production. Where we strive. drink your water. Come on, drink your water, but first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath. Drink, 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 drink. Drink, 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 drink. Now lift your glass and get some water. Lift the glass. Grab your bottle of the water. Twist the tap off that water. Now lift and pour your water. Drink, 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 drink. Lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Stretch it. Now move your body and drink some water. Oh! Now move your body and drink some water. Now move your body. Drink, 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 drink. Move, then drink. My girl throwing me off. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Now raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Lift, toast, then. Now take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, drink. To stay healthy, breathe, drink, eat, move. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Break down. Now let's drink. Drink up, fam. Drink your water, family. Stay healthy. Come on, stay hydrated. While you're resisting, you can't resist. Drink your water. All right, family. We're going to get straight into the toast. Then we can have any discussions that need to be had. Let's see if anybody has joined us in the house. I know it's kind of late on a Kuumba, on a great Kuumba day like this. But like I said, I went out to celebrate one of my little brother's birthdays. Was out there. Well, I was trying to kick it. Man, listen, I must be getting old. I swear to God, I heard Drake about 15 times last night. And I just couldn't take no goddamn more. And if I heard another motherfucker on the rap track say, or some shit like that, I gotta go. I can't do that shit no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like rappers got Tourette's or some shit like, I'm like, goddamn. You know, I'm like, what's going on? Bird calls and shit. Resistance is futile. You will be assimilated. Great Kuumba to you as well, Brother Kwame. So I walked into the club. Kwame was already leaving when I walked into the club. So I had to go and catch him, stop him and his beautiful wife in the parking lot to make sure that they knew that I appreciated them coming out. Like I said, well, basically what happened was my sister invited me over. My sister be hooking the brother up, right? I go over there and she had a drink. Then on top of that, my mom got the all of the past episodes that are a mix of Black Lightning, and Black Lightning is something that we could discuss too, because I love that show. It's a good show. It's showing a lot of conflicts of being black and trying to do the right thing and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Also, I want to talk about the dude that played Killmonger needing counseling. We could talk about some of the proverbs that that y'all felt we might have not hit right. We could talk about the folktale of the week, if y'all felt that we didn't do that justice as well. There's also the issue of the corner stores, and the one particular corner store that we could discuss as well. And I got a few other articles of stuff that I'm putting together. And right now I'm also really, really contemplating on whether or not to buy this software that we could use for a newsletter. And I'm really thinking about whether or not to buy it, because you can make a newsletter with it as well as ebooks. And I'm really thinking about it. And like I said, if anybody got any hints or ideas about other software that's available, but I'm looking at seriously purchasing one for Gye-Nyame with multiple accounts. So up to 5 of us could be working on creating the ebooks that we need, the e-magazines, so that we could keep those of us that's on the journey informed. Keep them, because like I said, we coming up 2019, 2020, right? 2020, and this whole reparations discussion is moving and it's growing, and y'all need to get ready for it, because it's gonna come out in these new elections coming up. And these are gonna be some of the questions that people are going to be dealing with. And we can also talk about the descendants of slaves discussion. We could talk about the reparations discussion. Also share with y'all that in 1862, reparations were given to slave owners because they had to give up their property. You know what I'm saying? So reparations is not something that is unfamiliar to America. Have not seen it, but I'm digging. It says I'm digging that Black Lightning piece. Hey man, Black Lightning that's a real good show, and I mean we could also discuss that as well, because I like the whole idea of a black guy being conflicted with a whole black family being conflicted with being superhuman and still trying to make their lives work. Kind of sound familiar, don't it, Kwame? You know what I'm saying? Having superpowers, knowing things that other people don't know, but still trying to live a balanced life, but then also trying to balance the aspect of bringing justice to your city in a proper way, even though you know that the proper way does not work. Like one of the issues that they dealt with in the last couple of weeks was that a young man he wasn't they called him metahuman. He wasn't a metahuman. He was an enhanced human. He had been enhanced. He turned himself in so that he could keep his little girlfriend, who just happened to be Black Lightning's daughter, safe and get her back to her family. He turned himself in, and the bad guy that he was going to have to give up the goods on ended up getting his hands on him, right? Ended up getting his hands on him and basically just killing him, right? And, well, actually, he just ripped out the artificial spine. But now, the good part was that the boy got to live and he got to talk to Black Lightning. And he said, Black Lightning, he said, listen, I'm going to give you all the information you need to take this dude down. The only thing I'm asking you to do is to kill him. Black Lightning said, I won't do that. That's not right. We have to depend on the system. And homeboy gave him a rebuttal that was just incredible about this depending on the system that we know got me laying up in this situation that I'm in right now. The system that I already trusted in. You want me to continue to... excellent conversation. And it's a conversation that we need to have as a community, right? Depending on something that blatantly refuses to work for you, right? Then you got motherfuckers coming out talking about, when I played Killmonger, it was so much pressure. It was, I needed counseling because of the anger, that's shit. I need those of us that are in the know to understand what he's saying, right? Please. Y'all need to understand what he's saying. What he's saying is that being conscious of the shit we are up against is so messed up that you need to be counseled. And to even contemplate standing up against it drives you crazy. You know what I'm saying? So all those people out here right now that are having discussions about dealing with injustice. You know what I'm saying? Y'all need counseling because it ain't nothing wrong with what's going on out here. It's you. It's you. You know what I'm saying? This the message I get. I don't know about y'all, man. That's the shit I'm picking up, and I don't like that shit at all. I don't like it. Don't accept it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. Come on. Man, it wasn't that. As a matter of fact, I don't think I'm gonna go see Black Panther 2 because I don't want to support a black man going crazy to play a goddamn role. You know what I'm saying? That I'm living. You know what I'm saying? My life is hard, I guess, right? I'm just crazy and shit, right? To think that I can even fight this motherfucker, right? I'm crazy. The anger, the ugliness. You know what I'm saying? Oprah asks those questions, and what kills me is when we start acting like we escaped this shit. Oh, we got away. We got away. Come on, Jordan. And as Kwesi said, man, I don't understand why he didn't need counseling after he did Fruitville. Right? You would think you would need counseling after that. You playing somebody who was murdered for nothing. But yet you get a comic book story about a black man that's saying, hey, fuck this. We got all this ammo. We got all these skills. We got all this technology. We need to be ruling the world. And that's hate. Was Alexander full of hate? Was Christopher Columbus full of hate? Was all the people in West Asia, all the kingdoms in West, was they full of hate? Come on, man. Give me a motherfucking break. All right, so let's go and do these. Let's do this toast, and if y'all want to call in, y'all call in, and we can have this. We can have some of these conversations. Just to remind you of some of the quotes. Try not to become a man of success, but rather to become a man of value. We can discuss that one if you want. A child's life is like a piece of paper on which every person leaves a mark. Chinese proverb. Every time an elder dies, it is as if a library has burnt down. That's West African. We also had another quote that I want to make sure that if anybody out there want to discuss. We got somebody putting up on Gye-Nyame Journey timeline about molestation within families. You know what I'm saying? That's something we could talk about. Don't forget that store issue. Let me get to here you go. Image, did you know? Here we go, right here. Hold on for a second, family. The arrow shot by the archer may or may not kill a single person, but stratagems devised by a wise man could kill even babies in the womb. That's one we could discuss. That's up for discussion. Also, the folk tale for the week is also up for discussion. The travelers and the plane tree. 2 travelers worn out by the heat of the summer sun laid themselves down at noon under the wide-spreading branches of a plane tree. As they rested under its shade, one of the travelers said to the other, "What a singularly useless tree is the plane! It bears no fruit and is of and is not of the least service to man." The plane tree, interrupting him, said, "You ungrateful fellows, do you, while receiving benefits from me and resting under my shade, dare to describe me as useless and unprofitable? Some men underrate their best blessings." All right. So we got all that. It's all up to you. So let's go and do this toast, and then, family, we'll put on a little bit of music, and then if you want to call in, by all means, you can. All right. First, getting around to the Creator, by whatever name you choose to call that Creator, we lift up our glass, and we salute that Creator. We call that energy in, even though we know it's always around us, but we are in a conscious effort to recognize this energy now. We lift our glass and we say Ashe. From there, family, where do we go? We go to our list of our illustrious ancestors, upon whom soldiers we stand. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert the Texan Davis, Herman Brown Sr.
This call is being
Herman Brown
recorded.
Sr. Hold on, I'm sorry. We got Brother Kwame says there are several math examples showing how to make the appropriate calculations. One must step outside the given set system to grab the proper set of responses. That grabite gonna live on forever. As long as he is playing the role that they want black people to play, he will be mentally sound. But when he plays a role that models what our behavior should be given the condition we're in, the psychiatric readjustment is in order as a matter of debriefing. Miss Cynthia Johnson said, "The folktale is my vote. I'm just listening today. I'm on my way to work." Somebody else just called in. Who is it?
It's Shaka.
What's up, Brother Shaka? I'm going to run through the list, and we're going to complete the toast, and then we're going to open it up.
Hey, before you do that,
go ahead.
Before you do that, I wanted to make I need some help from Brother Kwame to make this connection happen, because I know that it's there. All right? And we might even need to hear his voice on this, but I want to connect the proverb about the 2 travelers under the tree with something called the quantum Zeno effect. So I just thought I'd put that out there right now before you went over the list, and maybe we can have a response by the time you're done with that.
By the time I'm done.
It's called the quantum Zeno effect. All right.
All right. So you heard that, Kwame? You have been requested, my friend. The quantum Zeno effect. All right, here we go. Miles Brown, Miss Ann, Robert the Texan Davis, Herman Brown Sr., Rosalie Tilly, George and William Walter, Christopher Fannegas, and Eileen, Uncle Chris, I'm Fiend, Cleveland, Jenny Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Toppin, John Fallard, Montague Pimenel, Nomo X, Pet Mott, Rob Malika Fakour, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, the farmer, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Agini, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Brofro, Hector Jr., J. Edwards, Carlo Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling Lucy Wright, Degel, Pulling the Luxor Brother, Miss Eda Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, James Foster, Charles Jordan, Kill Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Nana Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rinderman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Lois Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mayor Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Carolyn D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Milton Copeland, Jenny Clayburg, Beatty, Sarah Weatherby, the farmer, Agoso Sue, Cheryl Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Deolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Merle B. Thornton, Pearl G. Thornton, Ida Johnson, Flores M. Carter, Joanne Thornton, Erica Tricia Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, May Esther Keechler Reese, Linda Watson Hammonds, Real Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy Selva Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mildred Owens, Booker T. Bolden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Hilda Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankston, Mary Moss, P. Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kenty, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Urania Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Del Rita Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Hugh World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Bessie Johnson, Hattie Sylvester, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Elder Amatette Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas Alula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frank Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Vina Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy M. Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Sterling Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dillamont Aries, Gina Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan, William Walter West, Nigel Perez, Elder Basiji Falani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Delise Waters, DeFriedis Hines, Inez Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scannabay, Wilson Haley, Elmer Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Calvin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., William Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Catney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Liam Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Neilon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Sue Ann Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Etta Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensenbaugh, Hazel Gasson, Jerry Brantley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Cathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, known as Uncle Buki, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word I, Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Urban, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkerson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Gleavis, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Becca Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Woodland and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Hare, Tubman Kate, Spencer Sturgis, Sally Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hatch Sr., Melly Miller, Housie Hatch, Dad Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Francis Stevenson, Leroy Stokes, Lily Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Manny and Charlie Scott, Ada Casey, Thomas Cover, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford, Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Keith Heap Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Bonanno, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Earlton Houston, Lud Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, Ann Pierce, Donna Carter, Lily Green, Nathan Greenback, Vaughn, John Dewey, Rick Beard, Tim Butler, Ramey, Laura Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Brantley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Leroy Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ryan McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rashawn Easley, Javale McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekhar Maha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ethel H. McNair, Louis Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Cobra, George Swan, Edmonia Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles A. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlie Morgan, Sybil Edwards McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon, and to the book, which we have room for for some of your family out there. Joella Giles, James Carswell, Liberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, and Jonathan Ford. We raise up our glass and we salute each and every last one of you, and we say Ashe. From there, family, we move to the present moment. Where are we right now in the present moment? We are in Kuumba. And what is Kuumba for those that don't speak the language? Today is the day of creativity. We are activating our reticular formations, and we are going to go out and we're going to find creativity today in ourselves or in the environment around us, within our people, within our tribes. Let's get to it. Find it. Seek it out. Take pictures. Put it on Gye-Nyame Journey. The modern principle of the day is order. If you can find examples of that, go and do the same. Color's orange. I feel like putting on an orange shirt. Cause and effect. That is the Hermetic principle of the day. Male day. Male name for the day is Kwame. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day, Kwame. It's your day. And female, Amma. Amma, it's your day. Amma, it's your day. Amma, it's your day. Alright? So, here we go. Here we go, family. So, we lift up our glass because we know in the moment is our power. It's our ultimate power. It's the only place we ever can achieve power. It's in the now. In the now, family. We need to be able to stand upon our shoulders of our ancestors proudly and work in this moment so that we could prepare our shoulders and prepare the ground upon which our young will be standing upon, right? They will be building their great pyramids upon us. They will be making their great achievements, you know what I'm saying, according to what we leave them, using the tools and the skills that we leave them with. So we lift up our glass to salute this moment, and from there we move on to our future generations. We toast our children's children, on to infinity, constantly keeping them in mind, understanding that our life is not really ours. Our life belongs to our tribe. Our life belongs to our future generations, right? With that, we say Ashe. Family, from there, we move on to all of our relations. We toast and we say Ashe. And from there, you know where we go? You know where we go? Of course you do. It's your time. What is it that you need in this moment in order to get your power? What do you need? We toast and we say Ashe. Last but not least, what do we do, family? Last but not least, why you ain't gonna do her hair? You know she gonna be going somewhere. Yeah. I'm not. All right. So, last but not least, family, I toast the most beautiful, powerful individual in the room.
Sasha.
You know who that is? Stop looking around. It's you. And with that, we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. All right. Toast is done. Get my sip on. Go ahead, Shaka. The floor is yours.
All right, so check this out, man. I would like for you to. Did somebody else just come on?
Yep,
I'm hoping it's Kwame.
Yep, it's Brother Kwame.
Yes, Kwame. Whoa.
The Black Yoda
It's
himself.
Kwame.
What's up, Kwame?
So, Brother Kwame, have you familiarized yourself with the theory in the proverb?
Let me. I'll have to be reminded of both, but hold on for a second. Brother Hatem, we have a meeting today at 4, right?
At 4. With who? Remind me.
The Nation Builders.
Oh, goddamn. Do we? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Black, you know, I don't.
Hey, is it can I be there via satellite?
I don't know. I got to work it out because I got to get my kids ready. Let me see, but I'm gonna be over there because I got somewhere else to be at 5 too because Quasi is involved with something. I'm going to support him far as that store that we was talking about earlier this week. So I need to go out there and check that as well. So I'm assuming that's at APDS?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. And then we also got Per Ankh tomorrow.
All right, so
She gotta
if
go.
we could address the parable first, and then the Zeno's quantum
Effect.
Zeno's quantum effect.
I was just playing. Go ahead. So, what you want me to read? Want me to read it again?
Yeah, read the traveler.
The plane tree. I think it's the plane
It's
tree.
the plane tree. The travelers in the plane tree. 2 travelers worn out by the heat of the summer sun laid themselves down at noon under the wide-spreading branches of a plane tree. As they rested under its shade, one of the travelers said to the other, "What a singularly useless tree is the plane. It bears no fruit and is of no least service to man." The plane tree interrupted him, said, "You ungrateful fellows, do you, while receiving benefits from me and resting under my shade, dare to describe me as useless and unprofitable? Some men underrate their best blessing." Y'all heard that?
Yeah. That's how the Zeno quantum effect.
The quantum Zeno effect, also known as the Turing paradox,
The
is
who?
a feature of quantum mechanical systems allowing a particle's time evolution to be arrested by measuring it frequently enough with the respect to some chosen measuring setting. Sometimes this effect is interpreted as a system can't change while you're watching it. One can freeze the evolution of a system by measuring it frequently enough in its known initial state. The meaning of this term has since expanded, leading to a more technical definition in which time evolution can be suppressed not only by measurement. The quantum Zeno effect is the suppression of unitary time evolution in quantum systems provided by a variety of sources, measurements, interactions with the environment, stochastic fields, among other factors. As an outgrowth of study of the quantum Zeno effect, it has become clear that applying a series of sufficiently strong and fast pulses with appropriate symmetry can also decouple a system from its cohering environment.
Oh,
It goes on, but
it almost. Now, I'm not sure how this would correlate with the parable, but it almost sounds like it's getting into. Oh hell, I'm trying to think of what it's called, where one can measure velocity and know the position of a particle at the same time. But toward the end there, it almost sounds like, you know how they have these various cancers, and you get the frequency of the cancer, and you hit it with a. I'm trying to think of the proper kind. I can't think of the proper term, but you hit it with a. So, okay, you understand this. So, you know how different frequencies have their sine, cosine curves.
right.
Now, if you think of a particular frequency having a sine curve, and then thinking of wherever there's a dip in the curve, that there's another frequency that would fill that dip. And whenever there's a rock in the curve, the other frequency would accommodate that rise. So that basically is canceling each other out.
Right.
And in the process, that's how you would get rid of cancer, by hitting it with its antinodal frequency, basically.
Would that cause it to shatter?
But to give you, I hate to keep talking around the question. Offhand, I can't say I'm familiar enough with the quantum Zeno effect to be able to correlate it to the parable.
Mm-hmm.
That might take a little more thought.
Well, obviously we know Shaka already had he baited the trap. So we are go ahead, Shaka. Come on now. What are you seeing in it?
Class is in session.
Hold on. Let me ring the bell. Let me ring the bell. Hold on. We're gonna ring that bell. Class is in session. Now sit your ass down, Pookie. Put. Stop climbing on. All right, go ahead. We got a substitute teacher. His name is Mr. Shaka. Give your undivided attention, please. Go ahead.
So, gentlemen, let me first say that based on a lot of the conversations that we've had, I'd like to open up this discussion on the train of thought from Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee speaks of the finger. And in this instance,
the finger?
you have two men who are focused on the finger. So they miss out on a lot of the blessing that comes. So what Bruce Lee says, it's like a finger pointing away to the moon. Don't concentrate on the finger, or you will miss out on all that heavenly glory.
I like.
Well, what that got to do with the Zeno effect, man?
We gonna get there.
Okay, I forgot. This Shaka, my fault. He doing it like a song. He building up. Go ahead. I'm sorry. He's an artist, y'all.
Now I have to say that I watched a movie that was really based off of this theory. So of course,
what's the name of the movie?
The name of the movie is it Escape Room?
Now, hold on. Let me, because I want to be clear on so that the family out there know. Now we having a theoretical conversation. Now I want y'all to know that all this stuff is being used to get us to think deeper about our revolution and evolution as people. So the question I have to ask is, once again, can you kind of in a small bit break down this Zeno effect? Because it sounded like that you can do it. When you view stuff, you affect or maybe even retard its evolution by observation.
That's the idea. So, for example, Zeno came up with a paradox way back when, and it was the idea that a person could never get from one point to the next because you'd always have to go halfway.
Right.
And if you go halfway, and keep going halfway. Well, I'm sorry, I'm lying. It's not halfway. You go half the distance to your destination, and you continue to just go half the distance to your destination. And so what he was trying to show is that you could never reach your destination because, in theory, between any 2 points is another point.
Right.
And so imagine just having 3 points to your knowledge. Now, your goal is to get to that second point from the point you're on.
Right.
So you go to the middle point, right?
Mm-hmm.
But between any 2 points is a third point. So now you have to put a point between that second point and that what would have been the third point. Wow. And so now you have to go to that middle point, to another middle point. And that keeps on going on indefinitely.
Now, this is the issue. This is the question. So, the theory don't necessarily line up with reality.
Right. That's why it's called a paradox. Remember, the paradoxes is where you can get some great insight into things. And this quantum Zeno effect is basically picking up where that paradox left off. And that's the idea that if you imagine how, like when you throw a ball or shoot an imaginary, shoot a plastic ball, and it takes on a kind of parabolic shape as it goes through the air. Mm-hmm. I mean, hell, imagine shooting a basketball. It takes on that parabolic shape as it travels through the air.
Right.
And the idea that if you're, quote unquote, filming this basketball, right? You got it on video, and you video the trajectory of the ball and everything, and then that's one thing. But let's say now you take it home, your video home, and you're showing it to your boys, and you say, "Now watch this," and so they keep stopping the video at each moment, and that moment is really an indefinite amount of time. But it's such that if you keep stopping it, the ball will never have seemed to move. And that's where the paradox is. And the idea, to bring it to what we do a lot of times, this is just one aspect because it can be applied in several different places. But it's the idea that if we, I'll use one of your ideas, Tim, and that is, if we keep concentrating on the past, then we're going to miss the future. And more importantly, we're going to miss the present.
We're going to miss the present. Okay. So it's like it's about ever, so this is that thing about being ever present, that, so by trying to watch something and trying to control or micromanage, you kind of stop the evolution of something moving forward, or not, because in a higher sense, it's not even moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Because So it's like you retard something by constant observation. Because one of the things I know about quantum physics is that the researcher that's doing the research influence what's being researched. So whatever they believe, when they look at something, they affect.
That's exactly what that plays into. That's exactly what that plays into.
Which is dope. Hey, Vicky, come on now. My wife trying to ruin my show. She's not a fan of Gye-Nyame Journey. I'm about to give her the boo. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, it's all in love. But
hey, so let's get back to the Travelers, man.
All right. So the Travelers. So I mean, so now it's back on you, man. I mean, you can't throw no deep shit out there and expect just to make it through. You better have some concise. What's that part of the song? Get to the bridge, nigga. I don't get to the bridge.
Let's take it to the bridge.
So you got two brothers discussing the uselessness of the very same thing that they find refuge in, and that has to do with the comfort zone. We always talk about this thing about the comfort zone and the learning zone and the panic zone. What the piece is that comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. And so
comfort grows there.
All right.
Well, go ahead, Chaka. Man, come on, man. You can't be thrown off by my shit because I'm gonna be fucking with you the whole time, man. It's like I'm a heckler. You on stage.
So dig it.
That ain't how that lyric go.
You got these two brothers that seek refuge and rest under this plane tree.
Mm-hmm.
Not seeing the exponential value of just being able to rest, and thus the equity of all their work and labor. Because in context, it's rejuvenating them for their journey, for their path, whatever they choose. But the fact that it is that point between wherever their destination is, goes back into the science of what's going on, is that they're so steady at focusing on.
That's what I'm getting at. Bring it, come on, bring the bridge, come on.
We did?
No, because I'm just
focusing on the finger or what is right in front of their face instead of being able to magnify further.
I think I'm gonna disagree with you on that. I don't think they was focusing on the finger.
Okay.
Well, maybe you're right. Maybe they were focusing on the finger. They was focused on the finger because
you know what?
Because now what they were saying, because what they were saying about the tree was true in the past and in the future. But in that moment right there, that tree was the most useful thing that they could have. In that moment. Because when they left the shade of the tree, it'd have been cool for them to have a conversation. Or even before they got and decided to take refuge up under that, because that tree, according to them, has not served man in the past, and it has no usefulness for man in the future. But in that moment, that tree was the very thing that was giving them the comfort in which to be able to lay down and even have the goddamn conversation.
And were they smart? They might have said, you know what? It might not have had a use in the past or even later, but we're going to put it to use because we're going to plant some of these mugs throughout this place. Right.
Or better yet, not even taking that deep, because they felt that way, just being grateful for the shade that this tree was giving them in the moment, which is one of the issues that a lot of us have. I mean, because you can see this happening over and over again in our lives, where because we're focused on not where we are. I mean, like in Star Wars, man. Star Wars was so goddamn deep. You know, because when it was Empire Strike Back. When Yoda was on his back, when Yoda was talking to Luke Skywalker, he said, "You are never where you are. Your mind is always somewhere else." You know what I'm saying? It gets back to Shaka's quote. Your mind is always somewhere else. Your mind needs to be right here, right now. And you can get no joy out of life fretting about the past or worrying about the future to come. You get no joy from it. It's real life here at Gye-Nyame Journey. You know what I'm saying? And it's like being able, because we got to strike a balance. We got to strike a balance on this eternal cycle that we are in. We have the past, we have the future, we have the present, and all of them are important because they help form and formulate who we are. The past, you know what I'm saying? I can't neglect it, but I can't allow it to dominate the moment. The future is important, and I have to build right now in the moment with the future in mind. But I can't be overcome by what's going on in the future. Because I kind of like the concept what you was reading, because it sounds like by overlooking at these things, by overlooking at the future and the past, we kind of retard our growth. Because if I become so enamored by the future, I'm not dealing with what's going on in the moment. And if I become so enamored with
take the levels of understanding, in that same effect. It's like, right? So in your learning zone, you're called through experience and through adversity to understand the natures of what it is that you're dealing with. You might not know what to call it, but you know that it's there. And there's the thing where we're trying to connect this thing called a quantum Zeno effect into our reality. Well, in the process of understanding its contributions to the conversation from a not just the level of physics, but in terms of even the speculative aspect, it serves a purpose. However, when do we get to aligning with the functionality of it and being able to call it as we see it occurring? You understand what I mean? In our daily practice, how do we magnify on it without retarding its usefulness? Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, but that's sort of like the song that I sing, Take Your Breath. Become conscious of taking your breath. We call on the Creator. Even though we know the Creator's all around us, we become conscious of it. It's sort of like the brothers were not conscious of what the tree was providing for them in the moment. Understanding where you are, when you are, why you are, right now. You know what I'm saying? So that you can actually deal with reality. Because really, what this helps you, what this type of conversation will help you do, if you wanted to really dive into it, is to teach you how to actually deal with what's going on right now. Being able to be real with it. See, because one of the things that because we could take this to Michael B. Jordan and him needing counseling for some shit that's going on in reality. How the fuck can you go crazy playing Killmonger when Killmonger has, if you black, has been around you your whole motherfucking life? You understand what I'm saying? It's like you living in an artificial reality. A lot of people are living in artificial realities that have them focused on future shit or struggling with past shit rather than realizing exactly where we are. This is how you lose. You know what I'm saying? A motherfucker that's in a boxing match or a fight that's waiting for a motherfucker to do a certain move, a lot of times, if you are not handling in the moments right there, you're never going to make it to the point where you're waiting for this move so that you can go and do your killer move. You got to deal with this motherfucker right now and get him to fall back into his natural habits. So you got to be able to deal with this individual that you are fighting with right now in this moment. So if you've been watching him and you know where his weak spot is, that when he reveal it, you are able to take full advantage of the moment. If you're living in a fantasy world, he's going to knock you the fuck out, which a lot of us are. A lot of our people are living in a fantasy world, and we're fighting with individuals using fantasies of them. Come on now. You can't win that shit. We're retarding our own growth because we're fantasizing about the past. We're fantasizing about the future rather than dealing with where we are. This is why one of the pieces, when the black media is talking about, when you got Yvette Cornell, you got all these people right now going on the march talking about this DOS. At first, man, when I first heard that term, I'm like, I can't do that shit. I can't say descendants of slaves. I remember telling people I would never say that shit. But I had to come back and correct myself after I start really listening to these young people and the fire that they bring in and being like, look, we got to deal with where we are. You know what I'm saying? Because a long time ago, I've been yelling and arguing with people, please stop telling our kids we all come from kings and queens. That's some bullshit. I know some of you motherfuckers weren't kings and queens. I can see in your actions. I can look at you weren't kings and queens. I know. Nigga, I mean, you might be from the community drunk, the village drunk, the way some of you motherfuckers is acting. Please stop it. Because what we do is we build this illusion around our kids that shit just supposed to come to them. And it makes them, and it don't allow them to immerse themselves in the pain and the reality of the moment. I came up with an initiation.
Ready to take a snapshot.
Huh?
Oh, no, I was inviting some folk if they wanted to come into the conversation.
Right. Give them the number
right now.
Give them the number. Call in. Let me. Man, Shaka, you the bomb. See, I just got to get us all in a room one day. So when we start getting a lot, we can just handle business. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm looking at getting this. Well, I don't want to take it off in there. That's going back into the future, not really realizing where I'm at right now, where we are right now. But not to become so enamored with where we are right now that we can't get the energy and the wisdom from the past. You understand what I'm saying? Because some of us because some of our people live so in the moment that they are divorced from all the other things. When our ancestors taught us there is a divine connection, there is a pact between the past, present, and future. And when you violate any one of them, you violate all of them. You know what I'm saying? And we got to understand that shit.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, you brought up a good conversation, Shaka. But let's let Black Yoda go on and say something, because he's been off quiet lately. I seen him leaving the club last night. For those that don't know, Kwame be at the club, and they told me he tore that motherfucker up before he left. I'm like, whoa, where Kwame at?
Shout out. I got a shout out for Lady J. She hooked us up with the wings, and they were delicious. So big shout out to the Gravites.
The Gravites. Shouts out to all the universal Gravites out there. Grabbing what we want. He wanted chicken wings, and what the Gravites do for you, Kwame?
Grab them some wings.
Grab them some wings, goddammit.
Honey barbecue. Yo, man, but hey, Hatem, were you able to get any mushrooms? Because
they had mushrooms? But you gotta remember, man, by the time I got there, I was wore out, man. I was, because like I said, I stopped at my sister's. We had a couple of drinks. I watched 3 episodes of Black Lightning. I drove Cleve home, dropped him off, got my clothes ready, put them on. And by the time you saw me and you was like, y'all, man, I can't hang with y'all vampire. I'm like, dude, I don't know what you talking about. Cause shit. And then I went back inside and I heard Drake's ass about 15 times. If I heard that I'm like, you light-skinned motherfucker. I don't even want to hear you no more. I don't want to hear you no more. I left there thinking, is this motherfucker really that good or what? I mean, I need some conspiracy theorists to tell me what in the fuck did Drake do to be able to play in a club that many times? I mean, did he sacrifice his whole family? Is he the only one left? I mean, there has to be some massive shit that he did according to some of these conspiracy theories. Because this motherfucker, I have never been in a place and heard one motherfucker's voice so many times. I thought Drake was a DJ. This how much this motherfucker was on there singing and shit. You know, I'm like, am I alone in that shit? But go ahead.
I misunderstood the mushrooms, though. The mushrooms aren't on the menu yet. I thought they meant that they just weren't, they hadn't brought them out yet to be cooked, but they weren't on the menu yet, so.
Now, I should have got there earlier so I could have sat there and because, dude, I'm serious. Listen to me. I sat by the speaker and I still fell asleep. I was dozing off and shit. I said, I gotta go. I gotta go.
Yeah, I can't even play like that, man. Shit. Trying to hang out with and then, man, them young folks, they act like, hell, this is the time we kick it, man. Shit.
Right. But nobody was dancing. And, crazy.
I ain't mad at them, but I get up at 3 o'clock in the morning, man.
My alarm go off at 3:30, so I ain't gonna say I get up, but my alarm go off at 3:30. You know what I'm saying? Let me know you got an hour so that you go and get these last good Z's, so you get your ass up and be on air, you know, except for the weekends. And this shit went off this morning, and I was like, oh my god, I hate you know. Maybe I had the quantum xenon effect. I don't know. I'm almost there, you know. You know, but like I said, I mean, because now, family, those of you that's out there like, what? This is one of those useless conversations. What we're trying to do, above all, is not seek agreement, but to seek thinking. We want you to think about the concepts that we throw out. You don't need to agree with me. You don't need to agree with Kwame. You don't need to agree with Shaka. We don't even agree all the goddamn time. The point being is that we can respect each other as men because we are able to have conversations and able to move our arguments forward, or even just fucking disagree just because I feel like disagreeing at that. You know what I'm saying? Because what we don't need is a bunch of compliant serfs, compliant slaves in our community. What we need is thinking individuals that are able to take action upon what they think. That's what your people need. That's your responsibility, and you have to be the one to give it to them, even though they don't want it. Because most people want to just agree and just move on. But now we're moving into a point in time where, family, we're going to have to stand up. We're going to start asking uncomfortable questions, not only to each other, but to motherfuckers coming to our community, wanting certain things from us. We need to let them know it ain't going down like that. Cleveland! Come here, man. I'm so sick of that goddamn washer. We might take that motherfucker and throw that motherfucker right out the door.
Yes, sir.
Is that the same clothes that's in there still?
No.
Okay. All right, cool. Go on. Long as it's washing. All right. But yeah, this is, I mean, because like I said, Homeboy threw out a concept, Shaka threw out a concept, Kwame called in to respond to the concept. I'm in the middle. And it's like, yo, we need thinkers, family. I mean, we moving into a crucial time and we need thinkers. So that's our call out to you. We do this daily toast every day, toast and conversate. What time is prom tomorrow?
11.
11. Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, it got to be 11 because the divine conversation last time was at 10. Unless they change the time. And I'm waiting.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was 11 or 11:30.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I'm usually there early, so.
And I'm usually there late. I'm usually there late.
What you talking on?
Huh? I'm thinking about reparations. I don't know. I don't know, man. I told him, I said, listen, just call me up. Whatever I feel like at that point in time. I mean, I done been yelled at long enough and all that shit where I gone 10 minutes, I could do 10. Literally, I could do 10 minutes on, I could do 10 minutes on my goddamn ear. And all these years and all this, if I can't do 10 minutes, just kill me right there on the spot.
Hell, I mean, 10 minutes goes so doggone quick, man.
Exactly. I want to talk about reparations. I want to talk about this whole descendants of slave title and shit like that. And people embracing where we are, when we are, so that we can actually deal with these motherfuckers from a real perspective, from a real standpoint. Because our enemies, they ain't playing with us.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about a brief look at Gye-Nyame through his book 2000 Seasons. I'm gonna look at Gye-Nyame.
You keep on bringing that book up, man. I never read that book, so you telling me I need to get that book?
It's an interesting book. It's challenging, because it's challenging to some of the ways you and I would think. Especially, I mean, you know, I'm not going to give away any real serious plot, but I'm going to use basically the chapters of the book, its titles, to give a brief view of how Aikwe Arma looked at at least the captivity period of Africa. from the coming of the Arabs to the coming of the white folks. So I'm gonna give a brief little talk how he thinks we, basically got away from our plan, made us weak, fell subject to, and then what's the plan to get out? So that.
So I'm gonna check that out. So now, those of you that might want to hear, we might be recording Brother Kwame giving his piece. He only got 10 minutes though, but we gonna get him a little bit more time. But those that, if y'all want to hear, y'all need to go let me know y'all want to hear, so I can go on and put it down. I need at least 10 people saying, hey, I want to hear that, and I'll go on and record that shit for y'all. Listen to me. So, family, since everybody is asleep, I obviously was kicking it out late last night, and my sister keep on calling me while I'm on my goddamn show. You know I'm on my show, woman. The call-in number is 614-556-4535 if you need to talk to me. That's for all of y'all. That's the black line. Listen, I want to thank all of y'all for tuning in, taking the time and spending the time with us. Make sure you like and share. I would love to. I'm looking for my first time having over 10 shares on Facebook or YouTube. Also, I invite you to join us on Gye-Nyame Journey on YouTube, because I'm trying to build that page up. You know what I'm saying? Because Hatem is the whole Hatem piece is about to drop out of Gye-Nyame Journey. It's about to become legitimate Gye-Nyame Journey Media. I'm gonna have to start dropping all that shit, but I need to build it up before I pull my, because you know what I'm saying. I want Gye-Nyame Journey to be the center of all of everything that we're doing. All right. So, family, it's been a pleasure rappitating with y'all on this Kuumba. I want to thank Brother Shaka for coming up with a creative thought puzzle. That's what they call. And a lot of people be like, why y'all been? That's called a thought puzzle. A paradoxes causes thought puzzles that you have to sit down and try to solve, even though you can't solve them. And they are infinite. But what that does, it exposes you to other ideas and other concepts that can become useful for you to use in your life, in your strategies, in your stratagems. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of those people that you be looking at, thinking that, they're using stratagems against you that came after many years of thought. And some of them are carrying on some of the thoughts from their ancestors. So they understand their pact with the now, the past, and the future. They understand that. I'm trying to get you to understand your pact with the past and the future and handling your business in the present. Some of y'all, but I'm going to leave that alone because I go on for another 45 minutes. How you doing, Hunter? We got somebody on YouTube. We want to say shouts out to Hunter. Great, and thank you for joining us. But we about to shut it down. Let somebody else call in and got something more pertinent. Another conversation, because I need to get my kids ready, because Kwame just made me aware of another meeting. And I didn't know. I said, damn, I got
You say somebody else called in?
Yeah, no, they ain't called in. I'm just shouting out somebody on YouTube. So shout out to Hunter. Thank you for joining us. I don't know which YouTube he's on, but either one is cool. Go and like and subscribe and share. I want to thank you for taking the time for checking us out as we grow our YouTube platform. But I want to thank you two, brother, for calling in. Hold on, we got some more. Hunter 90. Hey, I'm new to YouTube. All right, that's good. All right, hit us up if you want to talk. 614-556-4535. Once again, 614-556-4535. Now, but brothers, I'm about to get up out of here. We got my family made some breakfast. I'm gonna go and get that. And Kwame, I will see you over at the spot. All right.
One
One love.
love.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.